the Cover Slave. Started to play 30K and know the game exists. With me is Clarence.
Yeah.
And Matt.
Yep.
Matt's got a new army.
Yes, I do.
What you got, Matt?
Today I brought my Blood Angels. The first army I've painted in over a year.
And you got a Primarch with you today?
I do. I brought Sanguinius.
God. And a new tank, I think, too?
New pretty much everything.
I've got Clarence. What you got?
I got Iron Warriors.
Nice.
I also have a lot of new stuff. Since
You have a Primarch today, too?
I do have Peter Turbo.
New Tankus, right?
Well, yeah, in the strictest definition, it is a tank type. Yes.
We did check that, yeah. Good tank shot. So yeah, 2,500 points, 4 objectives. I think we rolled normal deployment for the first time in half a year.
I think it's been like
a long
2
time.
years since I've played that.
It's always been short in corners the last while, so that'll be fun. You know, a nice spread out battle. We got 4 objectives, nice new terrain, which we won't even bother talking about.
It's not cardboard cutouts.
Yeah, exactly. So we're back with our armies and terrain and not terrain.
So this is my brand new Blood Angels Legion. Today it's being led by Sanguinius, who has the Carmine Blade. Rounding up my compulsory HQs, I have Raldoron and a Chaplain with Jump Pack, Artificer Armor, Melt-A-Bomb, Refractor Field, and I gave him Blade of Perdition, and he's going to carry a Power Sword as well, because, you know, I have to carry something like that. Then I have 2 identical 10-man assault squads. The Sergeant has Artificer Armor and a Power Axe, and the entire squad has Melt-A-Bombs. Same with Squad B. I have a Dawnbreaker Core Horde. He has troops stay because of Sanguinius. They're armed with their Falling Star Spears. 5-man Veteran Squad. Sergeant has Artificer Armor. Whole squad has Melt-A-Bombs. Melt-A-Gun, and he has a Power Axe as well. I then have a Damocles Command Rhino today. And my Dreadnought is the Incandescent, because I'm running the Day of Revelation Rite of War. So he is my compulsory fast attack because he comes with a jump pack. He can deep strike for extra lulls. Rounding up my heavies, I got the Sicaran Arcus, new model syndrome. I expected to die. It's got las cannons, no armored ceramite, and it has a dozer blade. And finishing off today, I've got the Fire Raptor, repainted and returned to the field with its Reaper battery, Hellstrike missiles, and that is exactly 2,500 points.
2,500 point of Trader Iron Warriors. It's led by a Perturabo here, and a Warmonger in Tartaros armor because he comes with the Forp Invul. He's also got a Chain Fist and Combi Melta. There's no Rite of War in this list, so for troops I have a 15-man attack squad with extra close combat weapon. The Surgeon has Artificer Power Fist Combi Melta. A 10-man Breacher squad with 2 Meltas. Surgeon has Artificer Combi Melta, Melt-A-Bomb, and a Breacher Charge. I have a 5-man tactical support squad with Melta Guns. The Surgeon has a Augury Scanner, a Plasma Pistol, Artificer Melt-A-Bomb. I have 5-man Iron Havocs with the rocket launchers. The Surgeon also has Artificer Armor and Augury Scanner. Another 5-man Havoc squad with autocannons with the same Artificer Armor Augury Scanner on the Surgeon. 10 Tyrants in 1 unit. A Termite with the base combi bolters, no upgrades. And in the back I have a Damocles Command Rhino with a Dozer Blade and extra armor. That's my 2,500 points. Iron Warrior deployment. Matt picked the side. I placed first, so I'm just starting over here. I have my Iron Havocs on this one flank. It's in front of the objective. Not the best line of sight on this side of the board, which I think was the point.
Yep.
Then I have my blob of 15 guys just in front of my objective here, nice and close. I have my command tank hiding behind the ruins, but still kind of in the center of the board-ish. And then over on this flank, I have my 5 other Havocs with missile launchers. And then everything else is in reserve for me. Reserve, I have Perturabo with the Tyrant Squad because he gives all Terminators Deep Strike and himself. I have my tactical support in the Termite. And then I have the Warmonger attached to the Breachers, and he gives the squad he's attached to Deep Strike as well. So that is my deployment?
So the very small deployment that I had today, we have our Command Rhino down here in the corner. It has Ralderon and his 5-man veteran squads who are going to be weapon masters today for fun. We have our Dreadnought. I decided not to deploy it through Deep Strike this time. I think having the longer charge in the run might be better for this kind of board setup we have today. And I put the Arcus behind cover because, from 2 angles in a V, I've got the Iron Havocs. They're terrifying and they shred armor like no tomorrow. And I would like to maybe get a turn out of it. So we'll come back with my reserves. Reserves today, we have our Fire Raptor coming in per normal. I put Sanguinius with a 10-man assault squad. I put the Chaplain with the Dawnbreakers and the other 10-man assault squad by themselves. Because I'm running the Day of Revelation Rite of War, they all come down on first turn. So I'm going to try and seize the initiative for fun today. And... nope.
Wah, wah, wah.
So we'll come back to you with Iron Warriors turn 1.
Iron Warriors turn 1. Both my turn 1 reserves came in because they automatically do. I went to place my Termite out of the 24-inch range because to try and get like a good disembark with Meltaguns. However, it scattered 10 inches back, putting it even further back than what I would have gotten from no scatter. So I kind of use it to try and move it a bit out of line of sight, force a move. I did not disembark. I can't go flat out, so kind of just stuck where it came in. Moving down over here, my Havocs, 2 of them could see the side of the Arcus, so they shot, missed once, got a pen, and I shook it, so it's snap firing, which is real good. My Perturabo unit deep struck in, not scattering due to the Damocles. I targeted his Tempter, and I used Perturabo's precision bombardment first, and it penned and exploded it. So that was pretty good and got me first blood. But because it was my main target for the shooting, I only got like a split fire off the Sergeant at his Arcus, and I failed to pen. And then lastly, I moved and ran my autocannon Havocs up a bit to try and get some elevation.
And you move these guys too?
Yeah, these guys did move up slightly up to kind of clump around the objective. But yeah, other than that, I got first blood. It's the end of Iron Warrior turn 1.
That's the end of Blood Angels turn 1. And of course, the dice gods are fickle. So we'll start with my 10-man assault squad. I brought it down at deep struck within 24 inches of my Damocles, so it didn't scatter. I just ran them because I didn't have any valuable targets. Sanguinius and his cohort came down. I lost 3 from the crack missiles from the Iron Havocs. I then proceeded to shoot his Damocles in the butt, and I hull pointed it out, so that wasn't too bad.
Yay.
I used my orbital bombardment from the Damocles on Perturabo's unit. I caused a wound on him, and that was it. even with a direct hit and 11 wounds, that's all I did. The great thing of turn 1 is my Dawnbreakers came down with their awesome 2+ armor, and I lost 4 due to intercept and Iron Havocs. Yay! So that sucked. That's the end of turn 1.
Iron Warrior turn 2. We'll start over here. My reserves did come in despite the loss of the Damocles. When they came in, Perturabo was kind of like here-ish, so because of the Nuncio
So they didn't
box,
scatter.
Yeah, because it applies off the unit. Placed my center guy there. They did not scatter. They came in how I wanted them to. And then I guess we'll kind of just move it down. What happened here is I attacked the wreck with my Havocs with their not autocannons because they'd intercepted. So the Sergeant threw a crack grenade. He hit, he penned it, it exploded because of our house rules of the terrain that we didn't go over. And then I shot at the Dawnbreaker and Chaplain with the breachers that had come in. The bolters killed the Dawnbreaker in a staggering display of unluckiness for Matt with his 2-up saves. And then the Meltaguns finished off the Chaplain. So that went pretty well. Moving down here, the Tyrants moved up. They rocketed down the Arcus, in the side Arcus. And I moved Perturabo to separate them. He moved and ran to get on top of where he is. I forgot to give out his Cognizant bonus, though I'm not sure if I can do it if I ran. Still kind of new on that. over here, I moved 6 and disembarked my support squad. The sergeant killed one with his plasma pistol, and then like I only hit once with the other melta-guns and killed a dude. So not great, but you know, that's how it goes. And then finally, the combination of shooting from my I think 5 guys that could see here that were out of rapid fire, and the like bolt pistols and crack grenades maybe killed a guy. Didn't do much. So it's looking good for me. I took out a lot of his firepower, but he's still got Sanguinius running around in the back line, which is really not fun. I've had experience like before in unpainted games where he pretty much like soloed my army. I couldn't get through his armor save, so we'll see how that goes. Oh, and Perturabo.
You never played an unpainted game, though.
Yeah, well, at GW, we wouldn't disgrace these halls with unpainted armies. But Perturabo also failed to get his wound back from It Will Not Die. So that's still there. And that's the end of my turn 2.
So that's the end of Blood Angel's turn 2. A little better, but that's because of melee. So my Fire Raptor came on, shot into the Breacher squad. I killed 3, and then I ran into the Terminator armor, so I didn't cause any more damage. Fired 2 Hell Strikes as well. Rolled another 1. I'm not keeping score anymore as to how many that is for this game. But no damage was causing with the Lookout Sir. I fired the Reaper battery into the Termite. I did 1 hull point to it, and I shook it. My Rhino bulldozed through some terrain, and that's it for there right now. So the melee, all my charges got off. The squad there charged into the Havocs and butchered them. I didn't take any losses in return. And my other assault squad charged into the tactical squad, support squad, and I killed all but 1. Fun fact, Blood Angel power axes are really good with assault marines. You get 4 attacks on the charge.
Nice.
And you're wounding on 2s. So as long as you hit, you're doing stuff. And then we had Sanguinius, who was slammed into the tactical squad and butchered them. But because of perks on the table, Iron Warriors are stubborn. So normally I would have made him run because he lost by like 11. I didn't take it. He didn't even. His squad was so big he couldn't even attack back because Sanguinius killed that many. So that's why the other squad's around 2 for the tactical. So we're looking a little better. It's not as bleak, but we'll see what Iron Warriors do in their turn 3.
Iron Warrior turn 3. Kind of starting down here. I started with shooting the Rhino with my Iron Havocs. I did 5 damage results. And he got a 6-up cover save, and he passed 4 of those 5, so that was kind of unexpected. I then shot the Rhino with the Terminators. I rolled actually super poorly, got 3 damage results, and he failed them all, so it still died. And then I shot the Wreck with the melta-guns from the Breacher squad. They exploded it, and no one died from that. But his guys are disembarked. They can't assault because it's not an assault vehicle. So they're kind of there for next turn. And then I failed my 12-inch charge to get in with Perturabo against Sanguinius. He killed 5 guys. I had 1 left, and I failed my stubborn leadership test, so he got run down. Kind of sucked. And then over here, my last guy got cut down by the sergeant after not doing anything back. So not much happened in my turn. Not much got killed just because it was kind of like semi-locked in combat, kind of out of line of sight. And we'll see what happens at the end of Blood Angel turn 3.
Blood Angel's turn 3. We're pulling it back a bit. It's going to be a really close game for sure. So we'll start over here. Ralderon and his unit of veterans fired into the Breachers, and I killed quite a few guys. So that's coming down to a real close. My assault squad, after finishing off the lone guy from the previous turn, just moved out. I'm playing the objective game at this point because clearly only has 1 scoring unit, so I'm thinking long term. I brought down the other assault squad, used the melta-bombs, did not explode it, thankfully, and got rid of that. And Slamguinius slammed hard into the tyrants, and I killed 7 or 8 of them. There's 2 left. They're stubborn because of their Pert, but he rolled a 3 anyway, so it wouldn't make too much of a difference.
And your plane flew off, eh?
And yeah, my plane flew off just as Ben is very observant. And that's the end of Blood Angel's turn 3.
Iron Warrior turn 4. Turn 4, yeah. Not too much happened. So starting down over here, my Havoc shot at his veterans. I got like 2 wounds total. He failed the one on his sergeant because they're experts at gunning down those guys.
That Blood Angel Artificer armor.
Yeah. The nipples are in fact bullet catchers right into their heart or something like that. Then shot combi meltas and threw crack grenades, and I killed like another 2 guys.
That was combat, eh?
From the shooting, and then I charged him with the Warmonger, who's not Gog, and 3 of my remaining breachers. Challenges were issued between Raldoran and the Sergeant. Raldoran killed all the breachers, and then the Warmonger, coming in at initiative step 1, fighting his last remaining veteran, killed him, and then overspilled into the now finished challenge, killing Raldoran. So he consolidated 6. That was pretty good. What was slightly less good is I did make my charge. Sanguinius got 9 attacks and directed them all on Perturabo. I had to take 5 saves. I failed 3 of them. Then I hit with 1 attack, and then he passed his save, so he's not concussed and blinded. So that's going to make the fight way harder.
Yeah, Termies are running?
Yeah, the Termies ran, but they couldn't be pursued by Sanguinius, which is good.
Technically, he could have attacked that wreck if he wanted to.
Yeah, he could have attacked it and blown it up, but I think he was glad he didn't blow it up with the melta bombs. So I failed the regrow wound. It will not die for like the 7th or 8th turn total that I played with this guy in a row. So that's cool too. And we'll see at the end of Blood Angel turn 4.
Blood Angel's turn 4. Not much going on because we both pretty much decimated one another. My assault squad just jumped up. I'm getting ready for the objective. I've got a feeling I'm going to have to kill his Warmonger next turn, so we'll get ready for that. My Fire Raptor came back on. I split fire the missiles into the Iron Havocs. I killed 2, but he looked out to serve both of them, so the Sergeant's still there. And then AP3 for Cleary's, Artificer armor is much better than mine. Fired the 2 Reaper batteries into the Tyrants as well as about 8 bull pistol rounds. That
was from these guys, eh?
And from the lone dude here.
Right, yeah.
I didn't cause any wounds. Sanguinius and Perturabo swung. I caused 3 wounds, but he passed all of his invulnerable saves, and then Cleary hit me back, and I failed 3 out of 3 invulnerable saves, so math isn't good. I did pass my blind test, so I am concussed, but we're still swinging at the same time. So that's the added benefit. So we'll see how that goes in Iron Warrior's turn 5.
Iron Warrior turn 5 in my last turn. Starting down over here. I moved and then ran my Havocs to potentially contest an objective if there's some tricksy assault marine. Over here, I moved up my Warmonger to get onto the objective, and then I tried a nice 10-inch charge through the terrain. I failed. He didn't overwatch anything. My Havocs rallied. I inflicted a wound with their Snapfire and Combi Bolters. He passed on his Sergeant, and then I missed with the rockets. And then in combat, Pert passed all of his invuls from Sanguinius, and then whacked him once upside the head and concussed and blinded him. So we're both down to 2. It's getting pretty close on the Primarch off. Otherwise, it's also pretty close actually. Matt has 3 there, but I got First Blood, and if I can get Sanguinius, which is looking more in my favor than not. If I can get him, then I'll get 3, and it'll be 1 for me. And if not, then I lose. So we'll see the end result of that at the end of Blood Angel turn 5.
Blood Angel's turn 5. It was a bad swing for me in the end. So not much happened. I charged up my assault squad because I was going for Perturabo. He only had 2 wounds left. And between pretty much a full man assault squad, I should have been able to do something. But unfortunately, I failed my fear test. And then, so I caused no wounds on that because my dice rolls were lessened. And then he ended up killing Sanguinius. He got 3 wounds, and I failed 2 out of my 3 invulnerables. So that added him Warlord and Primarch, and he has First Blood, so that amounted 4. I got the 1 objective to my 3, and
you didn't do anything either.
And nothing else happened. I just hovered around. There was nothing else to do. So big swing for Cleary. It was a good game. And we'll see you in our post-game show.
Welcome to the post-game show. We're out in the back here because
Canadian fall.
Yeah, it's definitely fall. There's no snow, but
15.
It's cold as fuck. So yeah, you skipped through our 2,500 point game. It actually did go very fast for us.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
All those reserves turn 1, eh?
Yeah, turn 1 reserves really escalates the action.
2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Hours.
It's a new record.
Plus pictures, like it all takes time.
Yeah.
For our, content for you guys, all our subscribers.
So I'll say, Matt, what do you think of the game?
It was really good. It started out really bad, and then my luck on the last turn really crapped out. But it was, I won't lie.
You turned it around, man.
It was fun clawing back. It really was. But it was fun. Cleary always pushes me for every game that we play, and I just come back better with, hopefully better models next time.
People.
Yeah.
Coach's Corner.
You people. You people.
Yeah.
How about you? How was your...
So, for something against, like, a less top-heavy Blood Angel list, like, we played a game at GW, you have more elite stuff, yet Paladins, which are awful.
Oh, God.
Expensive.
So, yeah, I really like the Assault Squads. They're very useful with the Rite of War and Blood Angel.
Late game maneuverability on those was fantastic.
That was really good. They can really swarm down people and beat them up.
Lots of extra attacks, more than I expected with Hammer Wrath included too.
Yeah, that added
All
up.
of it does add up and really chips down like the units, especially like backfield units. I definitely felt like the swing for me was like the turn I couldn't really shoot anything in my turn 2, and then like I failed the stubborn test, so Sanguinius wasn't like stuck in my backfield waiting Perturabo.
And he's a beast.
Yeah,
he really is.
Yeah, so he was able to like cut up the tyrants, which kind of like took away from my firepower. So what I'm trying to say is it was really close. Even like Matt was definitely working his way back to a victory, and then unfortunately, like
7 out of 8, 4 up failed. That's what
like that's the way she goes. It is a dice game, and it definitely doesn't have as much like control back.
Especially with fresh dice, right? You never know if fresh dice
That's
gonna
what I
roll.
was telling him. I said, Matt, fresh dice, new army.
You need the palm oils on them,
New
right?
paint job. It was new everything.
Speak tenderly to them next time.
New everything syndrome. So,
Matt, give me your MVP.
It'd have to be Sanguinius cutting, just
Yeah.
deep strike, taking out the Damocles with his squad.
yeah,
for
he's
both
taking
pistols.
credit. He's gonna take credit for that one.
Yeah,
Eh?
he's guiding. He's, if I had the spear, I would have thrown it the first turn because that's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
What was your epic fail?
Dawnbreakers.
Dawnbreakers, yeah.
Yeah,
That
get
was-
intercepted.
It's
eh?
like just over 400 point unit that died.
It's
to
like your
intercept.
vehicles died to like anti-vehicle fire. The Dawnbreakers just died to shit.
And
like,
they really would have done a good chunk of damage too.
Clary, MVP.
So, my MVP is probably gonna have to be Perturabo, just because he did get me my like 3 out of 4 victory points.
It's a lot of utility too.
Yeah.
He does provide a lot of.
That stubborn
utility.
was super nice.
But a lot of it is the list built around him. He relies. You can't plug him in. You have to really build it up around him. I do want to say honorable MVP to the Iron Havocs with autocannon. They've
Close
been
second.
Golden almost every single game I played with them. This
fear
game,
them.
they
Me
massacred
too.
like every 2-up armored dude in their area. They just gunned them down.
New
There's
dice.
no mercy.
Epic fail, sir.
My epic fail. My Melta squad, I was like, oh yeah, they'll come in, they'll kill like 4 guys and like maybe.
Oh, the
like,
scatter fucked them, right?
well, the
Yeah.
scatter kind of sucked too. It's like but new model syndrome.
Growing
freshly
pains.
Painted, classic stuff.
So real quick, 1 minute or less, Matt, thoughts on the game?
It was really fun. I'm really proud to finally bring a new army to the table. And I will be back soon. It won't be 6 months in between videos. So it'll be more of me.
Nice.
Yay.
And Clarence, 1 minute or less, your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, as I said already, it was pretty good back and forth. Matt got me with the terrain set up too, so I had a lot of like limited arc of fire, and it was good.
Okay. Last 30 seconds, only because we saw the new tank come out today.
Saber.
Real quick thoughts on the tank. I'll go to Matt.
I like how it's a Sikaran-like chassis.
Yeah.
I don't like how Forge World
Prices?
prices and the fact that all the turn options are individual when it comes stock with the autocannon. They should have kind of included that. It seems like a real dick move.
Oh, you can buy all of them together for like 3 times the price.
Discount.
No discount.
Or you could be like the New Zealand guys or the Aussie guys at $200 for all that.
Oh god, yeah, the poor Australians.
So I like it as a Blood Angel player. I think it could give good
Salt
mobility.
cannons!
And I can put an assault cannon, so I don't have to worry about the missiles if I don't want to.
So you're getting 2. Clearly, minute or less thoughts on the new tank.
I really like it. I can go on a whole spiel about it, but basically, it's very good for defending against javelins. If your opponent uses lots of rhinos, lots of stuff that presents side armor 11 or even 12,
Yep.
autocannons use the missiles.
No.
Yeah, combi, grenade. You'll kill off swarms of javelins. You'll kill the tanks. You won't have to worry. They're really good.
My 2 cents, I love it. The missiles suck, but I love it. It's also going to be cool to get Shock Pulse out there for more people who don't want to buy a giant tank and want to suppress. You know what's fair? Like, if you're fighting a guy who's got a 10-1 template, it's nice to be able to suppress him.
Take that, Typhon.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck you,
my
Typhon.
90 points.
Especially for, like 85 points, you jam a few of them into your list.
Yeah, let's give anyone out there who's always facing a Typhon something to
Like
do.
if you don't want to take a Venator for your heavy support, which is like
garbage.
very well, like they're not great. These aren't great either, but if you eat up your heavy support, you can push them into your attack.
Yeah, the fast attack choice about them is just fantastic. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Like, subscribe, Patreon.
Yes, like and subscribe, please. And hopefully we'll survive Copa or whatever.
Gods of war, may your hammer be mighty.